everybody, it's Wootini from GayGamer.net, here with another weekly video podcast. As promised, I did get Art Academy this week. Interestingly, I opted to download it from the eShop, which they still charge tax, unfortunately, but so it's not like it's a little cheaper. I decided to go with it from the eShop instead of buying the actual retail game, because being Art Academy, it's something that I want to have. I like the idea of having it in my 3DS at all times, so that whatever game I'm playing, if I'm feeling artistic or whatever, I can just open it up, sketch something, paint something, whatever. I'm still working my way through the lessons, and I've done some painting, I've done some sketches. I thought my tulip came out pretty well. I'm curious, I'm in the middle right now, as I tape this, I'm in the middle of the landscaping pencil lesson, and I'll be curious to see what kind of detail I can get with the pencils. Because the other pencil was just some mushrooms, which, I mean, it came out looking really cool, but, you know, not a lot of detail. But now it's a landscape, so I'm like, it's going to be a little more abstract, but, and it's great. I'm still working my way through lessons, and then there's the optional lessons where they basically give you a subject, and they give you, like, a general idea of how to approach it, but then they let you do it on your own. And I was doing these avocados, and it was actually really difficult because I couldn't figure out what colors to use, because it gives you a palette with a bunch of colors to choose from, and I was actually struggling because I'm like, wait, is that the same, is that the right red, or is that the right brown? I'm not sure, and I was like, ugh. So, imagine what's going to happen when I try to do free paint and mix my own dang colors. And these are just the introductory lessons. There's the introductory ones, then there's the advanced lessons, and then there's, you can download additional lessons from the eShop. I haven't actually looked, because I'm still working on the regular lessons. I haven't looked to see like what kinds of lessons they are and how much they cost. I do thoroughly enjoy the first-person perspective 3D gallery that you walk through, and you can look at all, you can hang up your paintings and stuff. I mean, I could do with a little bit more of frame choices, but whatever. And I love how Art Academy replicates the look and feel of paint and pencils. I'm assuming pastels, though I have not yet gotten to the pastels. You know, I mean, Colors 3D is really cool because you can draw in 3D, but you have to go through effort to make Colors 3D look like paint, because it's just kind of Photoshop, you know? So I appreciate Art Academy being really awesome and having like the look and feel of textured paint on a canvas, and it's amazing how it's able to replicate that. The only thing so far that I wish there was an easier way to share your paintings. In this day of social media, I feel like I should be able to, I mean, you can take your paintings and save them to your SD card, and then you can save them into your portfolio so that you can put them up in your gallery. But basically, if I want to share my paintings or drawings, I have to take the SD card, put it in my computer, copy it over, and then upload it to wherever I want. And I'm like, in this day, modern day social media, like, there should just be a Facebook and a Twitter button. You know, I should be able to tap Facebook and it should upload to Facebook. And there is not that, so that's kind of irritating, but maybe eventually they can work something out. Because now in this modern day, you can download patches for things and, you know, add on content, so you could easily just tweak you could even go as far as to tweak the 3DS with an update that allows you to post directly to Facebook. That would be pretty cool. So yeah, so I've been thoroughly enjoying that, and I've got, you know, a few weeks to enjoy that before Style Savvy Trendsetters comes out, which, if you did not see my article on the site, there is a demo of a fashion show where you can dress somebody up in the themed outfit and try to pick the correct theme outfit and dress them up just so and win the fashion show, which of course I won easily because I played Style Savvy, so I know exactly what to pick. But it's really great. The graphics look tremendous, the clothes look terrific, and I cannot wait for that to come out. I think that's the 22nd, and so I've got a little time before that to continue drawing and painting. And I'll do up a review for the site for Art Academy, so look for that on gaygamer.net. In other news, this weekend was the launch of Pokemon Black version 2 and Pokemon White version 2, which is like, you know, a Pokemon sequel, like, properly, you know, like, with a 2. It was very interesting. They had a big launch at Nintendo World on Saturday. The game went on sale Sunday. But they always do that with Nintendo World. If you want, you can go a day early and get the game a day early and start playing it before all your friends do. I mean, unless, of course, your friends all live in the same New York City area, in which case they might be at Nintendo World and pick some stuff up, too. So I went to Nintendo World to check out the launch, and when Pokemon Black and White launched, it was a ridiculous mob scene. The line went all the way down to the corner, up the block, and then around the corner, halfway down the block. And it stayed that long for the whole afternoon until they finally had to cut it down and say, okay, we're out of games. The event is over, we're done. We're not selling the game anymore. Because it runs from 9 a.m. until 2 or whatever. And I was there at 9:30 or so, and the line, you know, reached the corner of the block. But it never really went too far around the corner. The line never really got that long. So if you went to try to pick up the game and the scarf, you got yourself a scarf, because they said there was 1,000 or so scarves, and I'm like, the first 1,000 people in line will get a scarf. But I think probably if you got there at 11 or 12 o'clock, you probably still got a scarf. It wasn't that insane. They had costumed Oshawott, Tepig, and Snivy upstairs for photo ops. I did not actually get a photo this time, sorry. The line was kind of long, and I'm like, whatever. They also put up in their museum display all Pokemon stuff with, you know, games, toys, cards, systems, books, other Pokemania things. And I apologize for the bad edit in this pan because it was very crowded and there were people in the way, so I could not get an unbroken shot of every single display case. So there, whatever. But that's everything. And so they, you know, it was a rather low-key event. And I don't know if that's because it's just a Pokemon sequel, so people weren't as excited for it as they were for Pokemon Black and White, because it's, you know, more of the same. Although, to be fair, I kind of feel that way about all the Pokemon games. They just feel like more of the same every single time. It's the same game, just with different Pokemon and characters and areas and whatever. But it's pretty much the same game. So I don't know if it's just because it was a sequel, people were like, I'll get it on Sunday or Monday or whatever, I'm not gonna, you know, go all the way out there. Or if it's because they didn't have Spectacle this time. They just had some costumed characters for a photo op and the Museum of Pokemon paraphernalia. They're saving the Spectacle for Comic-Con, which is coming up next weekend, which will be what next week's podcast is going to be all about. Comic-Con. So make sure you check out the site for all of my Comic-Con coverage of the various games that I'm playing there, and of course the ever-popular cosplay photo galleries. Last year I had so many pictures I had to split it up into 2 galleries. And I got a new camera this year, so they're going to look even better than they did last year. So make sure you tune in again next week, and make sure you check out gaygamer.net for all the coverage. And I will see you then. Bye!